football season. Welcome to another podcast for the Daily News with Mike DePilla. I'm Mike McGuire, and yeah, baby, we're talking Bears football. Let's move on from that Week 1 debacle in San Diego and start focusing on the Chiefs. We got some glaring problems with injuries on defense. Do you think the Bears have enough to overcome the injuries to Dvorak and Mike Brown?
I do. I really do. I think one good thing about Jerry Angelo is he built a pretty, not only a good defense,
It's a deep
but
defense.
a deep defense.
Absolutely.
He planned in case of injuries. Unlike some other baseball teams we know, they rely on Darren Erstad in center field and Mark Pryor on the mound. No,
Hey,
the Bears did a
Pasadnik's
good
almost
job.
healthy.
Yeah, almost. He's almost there, damn
Yep.
it.
Sorry.
But the Bears did a good job. They have some depth. You've got they traded away a safety already this year.
Yeah,
a cornerback.
Chris Harris.
They traded away Chris
Absolutely.
Harris. So I mean, they've got some depth there. I like what Archuleta brings against the run defense.
Mm-hmm. I think Manning's fast enough and a playmaker where he could, give you a little of a cushion from the Mike Brown. And he's 2 years in the league now. I think he'll be a little more comfortable on that defense.
So you see the defensive backfield being unfazed by this, or losing a little bit of ground, or what?
Well, I think they're going to absorb the injury at defensive tackle a lot better. I think you're going to see a little bit of a drop-off in playmaking ability, coverage ability in that secondary. Manning's going to be lost a couple of times out there, and Archuleta is not a pass coverage guy. He's like you said, a run support guy.
Mike Brown has a nose for the football.
He's a ball hawk
for big plays.
You can't explain that shit. You can't. It's lightning in a bottle, and you got it. You don't question it. But now the Bears don't. Can Manning step up? I think he will, but he's not going to be Mike Brown. I think the Bears are going to be okay without Dusty D in the middle. Because, Darwin Walker was essentially going to be the starter.
That's why they brought him in.
Absolutely. So you got a starting caliber player right there. And then you got Adonijay who can slide over from the end spot and fill in. They picked up Anthony Adams in the offseason through free agency, who was a starter in San Francisco. Granted, you're pretty much starting for a high school team a couple of years ago in San Francisco, but he's a beefy guy who can come in and give you some help in that rotation. So I think it's going to hurt more in the secondary. The line, you're not going to miss much. Tommy Harris should have helped you alleviate some fears about that line, too. He looked pretty good, even when he was onside. Yeah, moving on. We're talking about it. Who do you think's going to win Sunday? Bears, Chiefs.
I think the NFL schedule makers did the Bears a big favor.
Yeah.
They bring them home after a really tough road game, and they bring them home to play the Chiefs. And the Chiefs, Larry Johnson doesn't look right yet himself.
No, not at all.
So I think the Bears
This is a Chiefs team, though, that made the playoffs in the competitive AFC last year. How can they fall that? Are they the football version of the White Sox? How
you
they
saw
fall
what they
that
did in
far?
the playoffs last year, too.
Yeah.
Not too pretty.
No, absolutely.
I just
23 to 8. Their loss to the Colts, yeah.
And Larry Johnson had, 40 yards rushing in that game? I don't see him putting up too many points, but I think the biggest thing for the Bears is they have to score.
I think they will.
Benson's got to rush 120 yards, get in the end zone.
You're playing at Soldier. You got the home fans. I think they're going to be comfortable. I think they're going to score, and I think the defense is going to shut them down.
So I say double-digit victory.
Very nice. Very nice. All right, speaking of victories, how do you think this Bears team's going to do here in 2007?
Overall, tougher schedule than
Yeah,
last year.
much. No doubt about it.
So I'm thinking 10 wins.
Okay, I was thinking 11. 10 makes sense to me, though.
Yeah.
You think they're going to repeat?
Yeah, I think so. The division that they're playing in is still relatively weak. Although they had a good week 1, everybody
won but us.
The Lions look good,
Mm-hmm.
for once.
Their offense looked unstoppable,
Yeah, they
for God's
did.
sakes.
Yeah. So, but I really don't think there's going to be too much competition to win the division.
I think it's going to get narrow. The gap's going to be narrow between the top and the second place, and even the bottom.
Yeah, I can see that. But I think the biggest problems they're going to have with the AFC and the out-of-division foes, schedule-wise.
Yeah.
Giving them a 10-6, first place, in the playoffs.
All right, I like the sound of that. After that, we'll go from there. We'll take that. For Mike DePilla, I'm Mike McGuire saying, Go Bears!